Hello guys, in today's video we're gonna check out the best cameras for the money in this year. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I've tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability, and many more. To find out more information about these cameras for the money, you can check out the description below. If you want to get a best quality cameras for the money according to your needs, then watch the video till the end and then decide to buy. At the first position of our list, we have Nikon D850 FX format digital Dslr camera body. At the top of our best low-light cameras review, leading the category of best full-frame DSLR is none other than the infamous Nikon D850. Where does one even start with this beauty? Without a doubt, this device is one of the best low-light focus of all DSLRs you will come across. It is capable of locking in on targets in remarkably dark spaces. When it comes to ISO, the Nikon D850 also boasts a high performance with high ISO capabilities. With this device, you get sharp photos at ISO 1600. Once you start to get to ISO 3200, you may see a slight drop, but images are still acceptable. Once you go above this, you experience some distortion to the photos, though at this level, its performance is still much better than some. When it comes to resolution, the Nikon D850 also proves its worth as to why it deserves to be at the top of our list. It boasts of a full-frame resolution of 45.7 megapixels with a 7 frames per second rate. Other amazing features of this device include 4K capability, no optical low-pass filter, 3.2 tilting screen, and weather-sealed exterior. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Canon EOS 5D Mark IV full-frame digital SLR camera body. Another camera with a ridiculously impressive low-light performance is the Canon 5D Mark IV, which could easily have swapped places with the Nikon D850 above, if not for a few technicalities. That's how great it is for capturing in low light. Its low-light autofocus is just as great as the D850, and it is capable of focusing in dark places with minimal light source. It is rated down to 3E, can shoot in 4K, but without a doubt, the reason it deserves such a high place on our list is its fantastic performance when it comes to ISO capabilities. It is capable of capturing mind-blowing images up to 1600 ISO. At 3200, you still get high-quality images, same with photos taken at 6400, and even at 12800. That's how great the performance of this device is. If you have a biting need for a camera for consistent use in incredibly dark places, the 5D Mark IV is definitely capable of getting the job done. In the aspect of resolution, it falls short of the Nikon D850, having 30.4 megapixel capabilities, but of course, that is no slouch by any means. It shoots 7 frames per second, just like its fierce rival, and comes with dual card slots, built-in GPS, and weather-sealed exterior. The number 3 position is held by Sony A7R IV full-frame mirrorless interchangeable-lens camera. Moving on from best low-light DSLRs full-frame, we enter into the next category, the best full-frame mirrorless cameras for getting perfect shots in low light. And at the top of our list is none other than the Sony Alpha A7R IV. When it comes to pure resolution in full-frame cameras, the Sony A7R IV is right there at the top with a 61.0 MP sensor and Beyond X processor. It shoots a continuous 10 frames per second, an upgrade on the 7 frames per second of the first 2 entries on our list. Other important features of the device include an ISO range of 103,200, 3 tilting screen, built-in wireless, and 4K video resolution. As for physical properties, the A7R IV is quite sleek in design, with external dimensions of 129/96/78. It is 666 in weight, which for some might be quite heavy, while for some who are used to heavier gear, it might be nothing at all. Still, it is about 180 heavier than your average camera, so there's objectivity if you need some. Next at number 4, we have Canon EOS R mirrorless full-frame camera. Second entry on our best full-frame mirrorless camera list, which also happens to be the second contribution from Canon on the overall list, is the Canon EOS R, which could also pass as great low-light camera for video on the list. First of all, this device features enough impressive technological advancements to make it highly desirable on its own. When you add its remarkable low-light performance, you get something of a full package. No doubt some of its most impressive features are its RF lenses and updated full-frame image sensor, from which it gets many of its significant improvements, both in terms of function and performance. Resolution-wise, the EOS R shoots with 30.3 megapixels with a CMOS sensor and a Digic 8 image processor. It comes with a control ring, which in our opinion, is a more than worthy addition. The single-point single-shot autofocus is another feature which makes it especially perfect. When you add all these to its great image quality, silent shutter, great battery life, and of course, its portability, you realize the EOS R is gear that's truly hard to pass up. The number 5 position is held by Nikon D850 full-frame mirrorless camera body. The Nikon D850 was first introduced in August 2018 and has since established itself as one of the better cameras out there for shooting in low light. It has an ISO range of 151,200, which is capable of expanding to the range of 5,200–4,800. You're sure to avoid any major noise up to 6,400. At 12,800, you can still get some decent shots in. It also sports a 5-axis sensor shift stabilization technology and 3690 electronic viewfinder. All these, along with the 25-megapixel BMI CMOS sensor, make it a beautiful camera to own. Its autofocus in low light is also quite sensitive and impressive compared to older versions, and it is even able to hold its own among products in similar or even more expensive price ranges. Its continuous shooting rate of 12 frames per second is another feature that gets you high-quality photos with burst depth. As for physical specifications, the Nikon D850 is built with an external dimension of 134x168 mm. It also weighs about 675, which you can take to mean it is solid and rugged, or that it is quite heavy. It's all up to you, of course. Other main features include 4K video resolution, built-in wireless, and weather-sealed exterior. The number 6 position is dominated by Sony A7 Roman III ILC A7M3/B full-frame mirrorless interchangeable-lens camera. One of the more logical tricks to get high-quality images in low light is having a slower shutter speed to allow as much light into your device. This, however, tends to cause blurriness, that is, if you're not working with the right gear, which is where a camera like the Sony Alpha A7 Roman III come in. Thanks to its built-in image stabilization and other features, you're able to get good, sharp shots even with slower shutter speeds. It also sports a CMOS sensor, a particular one Sony seems to be really proud of. It claims to have a much lower noise level compared to previous models, and a low-light focus twice as fast as that of the A7 Roman II, which isn't a bad model at all on its own. The A7 Roman III provides an ISO range of 151,200, expandable to 5,200–4,800, with great noiseless shots up to ISO 6,400, and minimal noise up to ISO 51,200. Other features on hand to make the A7 Roman III one of the best low-light camera money can buy are its 5-axis optical and body image stabilization, which provides a major extension in shutter speed, its low-light autofocus, 2,359 electronic viewfinder, and 4K resolution with 120 FPS high-speed video. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Nikon D7500 DX format digital SLR body. Just like the Nikon D850 led the list of best full-frame DSLR for low-light photography, the Nikon D7500 takes the corresponding place as the leader when it comes to low-light photography with APS-C sensor DSLR gear. Before we proceed on what makes the D7500 one of the best in this category, it is quite important to note that full-frame cameras are, without a doubt, the best gear for low-light photography. They're just built for it, quite literally. Their larger pixels give them an edge that most APS-C sensor gear just can't attain. With that said, though, we're glad to let you know that crop sensor devices are not all useless when it comes to shooting in low light. In fact, some of them will really surprise you. Like this beauty, for example. What makes it so special? Well, how about we begin with its ISO range, from 151,200, with an extension capability of up to 1.6 million, which, of course, you'll probably never ever use. Still, it's there, and that's got to be worth something, right? At 1600, you get great clear shots. At ISO 3200, you get noise but nothing major for a camera of its category and affordability. Other features of the Nikon D7500 include 21MP with 8 frames per second continuous shooting, 4K video resolution, built-in wireless, and weather-sealed body. The number 8 position is held by Canon DSLR camera. Canon 90D is without a doubt one of the best APS-C cameras out there, beloved by both traditional Canon users and even folks who weren't previously a fan of the brand. What's so special about this gear that makes it so acclaimed? Well, the answer might lie in the fact that it is both a continuation of an impressive line of products and comes at a quite convenient price for its numerous functionalities. So what are these awesome functionalities? I suppose a good place to start would be its 32.5MP resolution, a significant upgrade from the previous 80D and 7D Mark Roman II. Another impressive aspect of all these is that even with its increased resolution, it is still able to shoot continuously at 11 frames per second. Its autofocus is great in low light, hence why it secures a place on our list. This, alongside its 100% viewfinder coverage, and of course its sharp ISO range 125,600, expandable to 51,200 makes it a really tough camera to pass up. Other impressive features of the Canon include a great battery life, dual pixel autofocus, built-in wireless, and weather-sealed exterior. Next at number 9 we have Canon Eos S7D Mark Roman II digital SLR camera. While the Canon 90D can boast of some significant upgrades over the 7D Roman II in resolution, for example, the 7D Roman II also holds its own on a good range of features and specifications, even coming out on top in a few critical aspects. First, when it comes to low-light shooting at high ISO, both the 7D Roman II and the 90D appear to have a lot in common. They both produce great images at ISO 1600. At 3200, we start to see some noise, which increases significantly as one moves up the ladder. And while the 7D Roman II doesn't necessarily have a sensor-based image stabilization tech in the system, about 107 of its 321 available native lenses already possesses optical image stabilization capabilities. When it comes to physical specifications, the 7D Roman II holds up quite well with a 910 body weight, which is just slightly above the average range, and external dimensions of 149 so 112 mm 78 mm. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Fujifilm GFX50 R51.4MP mirrorless medium format camera. In our next category, still an APS-C gear but this time on mirrorless cameras, we have the Fujifilm GFX50R. It is also fitting that it is in this category we have the first Fujifilm product making an entry on our list. Seeing as the GFX50R is a more than worthy contribution indeed. What makes it so worthy? Well, lots of things, of course. But a great place to start would be its 51 megapixel resolution with CMOS sensor. And if that doesn't get your juices flowing, then its detailed and dynamic range will. All at a price that is at least 3 times less expensive than most gear of the same category. It also features a native ISO of 112,800, which is quite modest but can be extended to 51,000-2,400. And of course, with such a blistering sensor, you know you're sure to get some great shots in. Physically, the GFX50R is also quite impressive. It sports a compact design that is quite traditional and comfortable, and its battery life is quite normal, which is a friendly way of saying it could be worse, and its performance is as strong as they come. That's all for today. We upload camera and camera accessories review videos every single day. So, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.